Where is the door? Oh, there it is. Wonderful. Welcome guys to Whimsicraft. Today we are going to be working more on our storage area. And we're going to be starting with the floor. And there's no point in delaying because, I'm just about to actually stream building it. So, let's just jump into the time lapse, I guess. No point in delaying. Let's go. Simple yet effective. Lovely. Yep, nice short time lapse. Just put one of the floors in, and of course I will fly over and show that the other one is very, very similar. Very, very cool. Yes, as you can see, the outside has changed a little bit. I was kind of vibing with chat, trying to figure things out on a recent stream, and we kind of came up with this. And I'm actually super, super happy with how it's come out. It feels a lot more solid. It feels like it's, I guess, just filling the space better. Now, of course, we've still got a huge amount of space to cover, but I actually want to keep in with the tunnels. I think starting with these is a way to figure things out, make it easier for myself to see how things are going, and then we can kind of move on to the more difficult parts. This is the particular tunnel that's actually moving towards Crumb, as you can see. And yeah, that means that we kind of got a bit more freedom. Because it's quite a long way, I can kind of do whatever I want here, and then if we decide to kind of collaborate and have a gradient, that will happen much further down the tunnel. So here I've kind of got freedom. These walls are nice and easy to just mine out and replace with whatever I want. And that whatever I want will be quite cool, I think. It will be kind of a mixture of the darkness of the floor, the moss of the walls, and of course the dirt of the roof. Obviously we don't see the dirt here, but this will thematically be quite near to the surface, I guess, as will this. And so we can introduce quite a lot of dirt, hanging roots, you know, that type of thing. So I think that should be very, very nice indeed. So we'll do a little bit of resource gathering, start off building, and then we'll come back and show some progress. Progress has been made, everybody, and I have a secret for you. I'm being really, really lazy. So, as you might imagine, I want a bit of a gradient happening here from dark to lighter. And I don't like doing gradients very much. They're quite good. They make things look fantastic, but they take a lot of effort. And so I've decided that this is just going to be a kind of a rubbish gradient. Because you can only see it in very small parts, you don't know that all the rest behind these chests is actually really lazily done with almost zero thought. But because you can't see it, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I've still got 3 more walls to do because, yeah, procrastination is apparently the king of my brain at the moment. But, yeah, once this is all done, we can move on to the ceiling, which is going to have a far more interesting block palette. So, yeah, let's go and actually, hopefully, do some stuff. Let's go. Okay, people, so not only have I finally finished the walls behind all of the chests, I have also had a bit more of a think about the ceiling and about these shulker boxes. I think I want things to stay fairly symmetrical. So the thing about this storage system is there isn't an even number of chests in every single section, and so we end up with areas like this. Similarly, on the other side, we have quite a similar problem, and I'm not really sure what to do about it. And I think this bulk storage system is really where I can fix these problems. Because at the end of the day, the bulk storage system is infinitely expandable because it's just some chests for shulker boxes. Whether they're empty or full, they still need a place, and they still need a chest. And so as long as it's always symmetrical, as long as when I add a row, I always add another row side by side or opposites, we're fine. And it can start immediately, thus keeping everything symmetrical, which is lovely. The other thing that I've just realised as I've walked past is I didn't tell you guys about this. I just added a crafting table and an edge chest because it's useful. Like, I don't know. Yeah, no specific reason, I just think they're cool. I should probably add stonecutters everywhere too, like I have in my hardcore storage system, but I haven't got around to doing it yet. Next thing, ceiling. I think the ceiling should be affected by whatever is above it, so that it thematically makes sense. And this is where free cam is going to make a huge difference. So if we fly through this wall, go here and go, okay, this is going to be our reference. We fly straight up and then look down and we go, okay, we're inside the quarry area. And the thing about the quarry area is quite easy to work with. Sure, if I'd ended up in the sandy area, I could be like, well, actually, the layers of rock that you can see, well, the next layer just happens to be tough, and then we can just work with tough. Because there's such a big difference, the actual sediment layer is essentially irrelevant. For me, what is going to be more relevant is if the tunnel is over the river, which one of them is, and the other one also happens to be under the river, but that's the one towards Finn, which is going to be taking inspiration from his palette more, so that's quite nice. This one is going towards Crumb and will be very basic because it goes under my area, which is just very mossy. But the one that I am doing, or want to do first, is this one, and this one is the easiest because I can do anything I want, and that's pretty great. So it's going to be lots of dirt, some stony based stuff, lots of light pale, maybe even keeping some diorite in there, but definitely a lot of dirt. And yeah, we're going to be taking a bunch of hanging roots because they're really cool, all sorts of stuff, and we're going to introduce a new thing, I guess. If I run down and hopefully choose the correct side of my storage system. Nope. And apparently lag. What the heck is happening to the server? If I take out 500 years later, take out a chain, we can hang chains from the ceiling like this. And then if we put lanterns on the end, we get really pretty lighting that's thematically correct. And that is pretty epic. So what I'm going to do is, in this tunnel specifically, I think, I always lose track of which tunnel I'm in, or I always have to free cam up and check, but it's all good. We're going to add in the ceiling, add in some lanterns, and hopefully the atmospherics really come into play, because currently torches are not doing it for me, but hopefully lanterns will. So yeah, let's get on with it. I've been up for far too long. Well, this has suddenly got very, very cozy. Yeah, I love this. It looks so good, people. It's so simple, the hanging lanterns, but it looks so great. I love the hanging roots. It's just epic. But of course, we still have more work to do, and that, of course, is the storage system that I was talking about. And yeah, I guess we just need to get straight on with it. I can't sit here and yap. I've got to think about how bulk storage is going to work, because I haven't actually thought about the mechanics of it. I've just thought that it needs to get done. Alright, let's go. And there we go, everybody. I really like this. It's plain and simple. Oh, yeah. Boxes don't have places yet because they need to be on the correct side. So rockets actually go in this chest here, but because I've got shulkers of rockets, they need to be in the barrels on the ends of the rows, but because it's pressed up against the wall, this doesn't have a space yet. There is a similar story over on this side, but much worse. All of these boxes need to be on this side, or this side, but there isn't space. However, stone has found its place, which is very nice. We've got all our stone in, and all of our stuff in here as well. My game keeps freezing. What the... That is weird. Okay, I think that's something to do with mouse tweaks interacting with the shulker box mod viewer thing. Whatever. Either way, that looks pretty great. And next, obviously, I want to have a place for these shulkers, because shulker monsters are the thing I hate most. So we're going to push this wall back a little bit. However, I will not decorate it because, geez, that is going to be a lot of effort. So, yeah, I think I will see you guys back after a little bit of a time lapse. So, yeah, let's go. It looks so epic now. It's so clean and cool, and also you can see I've added some water. Yes, so this is an addition that I kind of came up with on a stream actually, and it was this idea that the water dripping from various places would kind of converge into a cross, and not only would it look interesting, it would also be a very visual link between these and kind of stop them from feeling so isolated. And also gives us an opportunity to build something in the middle. I'm not quite sure what, but I think it's pretty interesting. And if we open one of these doors and go through, we can see that we're on the wrong side to see how much progress I've made. We go over here. Aha. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to kill myself apparently. There we go. Look how great this looks. Perfect. Got shells, and of course all of our empty shulker boxes. Got so many of them. They're vaguely sorted, but yeah, that is very, very epic. And now I have the wonderful task of going and editing and figuring out whether we need to do more stuff. And I think the answer is probably going to be yes. But yeah, next thing you see will probably be something really different, but I don't know what it is yet. So let's go and do something fun, I guess. Well, this is new. Yes, this is the wonderful program GIMP, and this is actually not something I have ever done before. What I want to do here is I want to spend just a few minutes drawing. I am horrendous at drawing. Drawing is the one thing that I never learned how to do ever. However, I do find it very helpful to do 3D sketch drawings of things that I might want to build. So as you can see, this is obviously a screenshot of the Whimsicraft server. And if I circle somewhere specific, just here, that is where the tunnel goes down behind the slab. And so if we then draw some kind of circly thing, then we kind of get some idea of scale. And so what I can start doing is I can start deciding, well, for this build, I think I actually want some kind of like tendrily things coming out and attaching to the floor as if they were holding up this large alien thing. And something else about this that I think is super important is that it will have some kind of like nodes or some kind of globular feature. And the reason why I'm doing this is that if we look over here, we can kind of see all these straight lines. And even along these roof lines, you can see the straight lines. And that is really important because this is obviously something that I'm really into at the moment is contrast. I've talked about it quite a few times now. And what we can do is we can say, well, this is going to contrast with this area, all of these straight lines, so many of them, that this is going to be nice and round and bulbous and interesting. And that's really, really cool for me because it gives me a place to start. And there's obviously a reason why I'm drawing in black, because the other color that we're going to introduce is green. Green is quite a scary color. It's very, very bright, and it can contrast quite heavily with things like orange. However, color contrast is another way that we can really show how this is different. These greens over here are very natural looking greens. They're quite dull, they're quite brown. Whereas if we put a nice neon on top of it, we suddenly go, that's not natural. And it kind of flags in our brain that this isn't a natural color. And so, yeah, as you can tell by my voice, I am so ill, it's horrendous. Anyway, we can then add green to this. And we really get a feel for this is going to be such a important feature of this place. I've been planning it for quite a long time, and I feel like this is the best way for me to explain my vision to you guys. So this is something that will take a little while to work on because working with organics is extremely difficult. But hopefully, over time, we'll be able to develop something that really captures this spirit of contrast. So this is the center plan, but of course there are other plans in this area, and that is what is coming in the future, which is very, very cool. So yeah, I'm gonna hop back to Whimsicraft to show you a tiny little extra thing that I've done, because I made a realization during kind of this process of recording that I hadn't done something in the world. So we'll go over there, do that, and then that'll be it. Earlier in this episode, I talked about how lazy I had been with the back wall, just kind of doing the gradient as roughly as I can get away with. Fortunately, this laziness translated into doing the ceiling, and I put in absolutely no texturing at all whatsoever. I have now actually done some texturing. You can see that along with hanging roots, we've now got some dripstone, we've also got some granite walls and stairs and slabs in there, and it just really completes this and makes it feel like I've actually finished it and it's an organic structure. Sadly, this is all I have time for today. I've been a little bit ill, a little bit demotivated this week, but I still want to get an episode out because this is what I love, so why not? Next episode, I want to work on designing the spaceship that I just talked about, and I also want to work in this room, I think. The storage stuff over on the edges here is a little less interesting in my opinion. I think it's something to kind of work slowly with, because this is where gradients of other people's block palettes are going to come into play a little bit, so we want to move slowly with that and make sure we're doing it in just the right way. This room, however, is all mine, so I can do it however I want. I'll probably do something similar, but probably won't have them blocked off like this, because as much as I enjoy having the buttons and the doors shut and it all blocked up with the water leaking through, I do think there's definitely an opportunity to have a nice long tunnel where you can see. But yeah, would like to very quickly mention that the link to the Reddit post that showed me this door design can be found in the description below. I cannot remember the guy's username off the top of my head, but he's very cool and I appreciate him. Alright, I appreciate people watching to the end if you did, and yeah, leave a comment, subscribe to all that fantastic stuff, and yeah, I'll see you people next time. Bye people, bye!